We're talking about who's the greatest basketball player of all time. And in order to get to that, you have to hit those 5 marks. If you're winning championship, if you're winning finals MVP, if you're winning scoring title, if you're winning defensive player of the year, if you're winning those awards, now all of a sudden you go into a different echelon of all-time greatness. Michael Jordan, a 6'6" guard, did it 4 times.
That's important to point out. And as you said, this is just a single season where one human being has achieved 4 of the 5 GOAT criteria. Now we're going to do an exercise here. Or again, that was a single season. What if we opened it up to people that have achieved 4 of the 5 GOAT criteria over their entire careers? You would think a floodgate of great players would come in, but it's only 5 more people. Kobe, Wilt, Durant, James, and Robinson. Your thoughts?
This is where you start talking about some of the most explosive players that ever played in the NBA. And think about it. Of this criteria now, only 9 basketball players to ever wear the Jerry West logo on their chest have been able to achieve 4 of these 5 categories at some point in their career. At some point in their career. That is outstanding for the players involved.
It's also important to point out that players like Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell didn't have the opportunity to win some of these awards. But, Jalen, there's one human being standing on this planet over the course of history that has actually achieved all 5 of the GOAT criteria over the course of their career. And it's not going to be a surprise exactly who that is. That is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. But it's not just the fact that he did it, it's the quantity of times that he's done it. Take a look at this, Jalen. Your thoughts?
Sometimes I dream that he is me. Not only did he achieve all 5 at some point of his career, Jacoby, it ain't like Defensive Player of the Year where he just did it once. He was the scoring champion 10 times. In 6 of those years, his team won the championship. The scoring champion who also won the championship that year. Michael Jordan was the finals MVP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. His team won the championship. That means each time he was the dominant force. Oh, also he won 5 MVPs. And so when you start talking about the GOAT, Michael Jordan has been able to achieve things in the statistical era that are just unmatched, and the volume and the quantity is outstanding.
The debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James isn't just another sports argument. It's a wildfire that keeps growing instead of dying out. What started as simple basketball talk has evolved into something as intense as politics, family disagreements, and culture clashes, sparking heated moments everywhere from dinner tables to barbershops to packed NBA arenas. Even LeBron himself once added fuel to the chaos when Rachel Nichols asked him about the comparison. He simply smiled and said the debate would continue without his help, reminding everyone that he wears 23 out of respect for Jordan. With that answer, he stepped back from claiming the throne, leaving the world to battle over who truly deserves the title, and it's a battle fans have carried on for years. Debates like this usually collapse under emotion, with one side shouting about championships while the other leans on numbers, teammates, coaches, or eras. Everyone has a point, yet nobody actually wins. Then Jalen Rose changed the entire conversation with a shockingly simple blueprint. 5 unforgiving pillars that erase excuses and force pure truth into the spotlight. Scoring titles, championships, MVPs, finals MVPs, and defensive player of the year. 5 categories that allow no escape. When history is stacked against that ruthless standard, the results hit hard. Kareem didn't clear them all. Russell didn't. Magic, Bird, Kobe, none of them made it through. Even LeBron, a symbol of endurance and versatility, couldn't complete the set. Only one player ever passed every test, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. This isn't a typical GOAT argument anymore. It's a verdict carved by basketball itself. Across the next 5 chapters, we'll break down each pillar one by one, putting both LeBron and Jordan under the same scorching spotlight, and when the dust settles, only one legacy will stand untouched. This time, it isn't about fan bias or heated opinions. It's about truth, and the game has never been known to lie. We start with scoring titles, the ultimate weapon of basketball gods, because no matter the era or system, the sport has always revolved around one mission, getting the ball through the hoop. And in the realm of pure scoring dominance, Michael Jordan sits alone at the top. 10 seasons as the league's scoring champion, an entire decade where every defense saw him coming and still had no answer. His greatness wasn't just in the points he put up, but in the certainty that he would deliver. A career average above 30 points, the highest the NBA has ever seen. Jordan didn't just score, he broke opponents' spirits, turning every fadeaway into a final blow. Every drive Jordan made felt like a dagger, and every possession pushed defenders into survival mode, even though they already knew the outcome. LeBron James is undeniably one of the greatest scorers ever. He even passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer. But context matters. Despite more than 2 decades in the league, LeBron has only one scoring title and never dominated that category the way Jordan did. LeBron's brilliance comes from versatility and longevity, the ability to excel in every part of the game. But Jordan didn't just score, he ruled the art of scoring itself. 10 scoring titles, 6 championships, and here's the jaw-dropper. In 6 of those seasons, Jordan won the scoring title, the championship, and finals MVP all at once. That isn't just dominance, it's destruction. LeBron owns the record books, but Jordan wears the crown. Longevity versus inevitability. And when the debate is strictly about scoring titles, the conclusion is harsh. LeBron may have the totals, but Jordan sits alone on the throne. Stats may sparkle and awards may look impressive, but in the NBA, championships are the true currency of greatness, and this is where the gap between Jordan and LeBron becomes impossible to ignore. Jordan reached the finals 6 times and walked away with 6 titles, 6 finals MVPs, and a spotless record that never included a collapse or a misstep. His finals legacy isn't just perfect, it's legendary. He turned every series into a coronation, ending dynasties and crushing dreams with ruthless precision. LeBron's 10 finals trips are a testament to longevity and consistency, but the results tell a different story. Only 4 wins, a sweep in 2007, a stunning meltdown in 2011, and multiple defeats at the hands of Golden State, even with superstar support. Reaching the mountaintop matters, but conquering it defines greatness, and that's where Jordan lived. Just ask the legends he left ringless: Barkley, Malone, Stockton, Payton, icons whose paths to glory were completely blocked because Jordan stood in front of them. LeBron did face super teams, and that's true, but he also lost to them. Jordan, on the other hand, never let any powerhouse of his era write its name in history at his expense, and that's the difference that shapes this entire debate. Jordan didn't just appear in the finals, he ruled them, turning every trip into a celebration of his dominance, every trophy marked with his legacy. Jalen Rose's second pillar isn't about showing up, it's about performing flawlessly when the pressure peaks, and on that stage, Jordan stands completely alone. 6 isn't just a total, it's a destiny fulfilled, a prophecy delivered. And when we move to MVPs, the seasons where basketball crowns its king, the story deepens. Jordan has 5 and LeBron has 4, which looks close on paper, but the context rewrites the narrative. Jordan earned his MVPs in an era loaded with giants: Magic, Bird, Barkley, Hakeem, Malone, legends who could have carried the league themselves. Yet year after year, voters had no choice but to hand Jordan the throne because his dominance left them no alternative. Here's the twist. Jordan actually should have had even more MVPs, but voter fatigue punished him for being too dominant, too consistent, and too inevitable. Even Charles Barkley admitted that his own 1993 MVP felt like voters simply wanted someone new. LeBron's 4 MVPs came during incredible stretches: 2009, 2010, 2012, and 2013, years when he was clearly the top player in the league. But even in those seasons, his dominance never carried the same sense of certainty Jordan commanded. With LeBron, there was always another superstar in the conversation: Durant, Curry, Giannis, always someone who could make the race interesting. With Jordan, there was no race at all. The only question was whether voters were bold enough to give him another one. Jordan defined an entire decade, while LeBron owned specific stretches. And that's the difference Jalen Rose highlighted in his third pillar. This isn't about counting trophies, it's about controlling eras. LeBron shared his era, Jordan consumed his. So the verdict is clear: LeBron was extraordinary, but Jordan was inevitable. Regular seasons create buzz, but the finals crown the true king. Playoff runs create heroes, but the NBA Finals are where legends turn immortal, and no one has ever ruled that stage like Michael Jordan. 6 finals appearances, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, with not a single year where anyone else on his team claimed the spotlight. Every dynasty moment ran directly through him. The iconic switch-hand layup against Magic in 1991, the unforgettable shrug in 1992, the 41-point finals average in 1993, the emotional Father's Day win in 1996, the flu game masterpiece in 1997, and the perfect final shot in 1998. 6 masterpieces, 6 trophies, all belonging to him. LeBron's finals MVPs absolutely matter. 2012, 2013, 2016, 2020, each carrying its own legacy, especially the miraculous 2016 comeback. But the cracks are impossible to ignore. For every finals MVP LeBron earned, there were other trips where he walked away empty-handed, watching another superstar raise the trophy. 6 losses, 6 times another man wore the crown. Jordan's finals were destiny fulfilled. LeBron's were hard-fought wars. And that's the defining contrast. LeBron has finals MVPs. Jordan was the finals. Jordan wasn't just a finals MVP. He embodied what the award represents, which is why Jalen Rose made it one of his pillars. He wasn't measuring checkmarks. He was identifying the rightful owner of the throne, and that throne belongs to the man who never surrendered it, going 6 for 6 without a crack in the crown. Then comes defense, the true test of a player who can dominate the game on both ends. Scoring creates highlights, but all-around greatness shapes history, and in this arena, Jordan leaves zero room for argument. In 1988, he accomplished the impossible, scoring champion, league MVP, and defensive player of the year in the same season. He was the sword and the shield,